Adam Deal, Charles Ashley. We're watching uSports Central, and that is head coach of the Rio Rancho Rams. Wally Salada's got his team playing very well. 9-3 coach, but tonight, here as we're talking on 3 and Out, the next topic, it's the Metro City Tournament. The opening round, a field of 16, and you've got yourself a matchup at Sandia High School. Even though you're the 6th seed and a higher seed, the way it's done is, well, for one, Rio Rancho and Cleveland won't get home games in the APS Metro Tournament, but the highest seed will host usually. So it's weird that it's at Sandia, but you're going to take on the Matadors. How do you feel about that matchup?
Well, it's a true road game. I mean, you know, even though we're the 6th seed, they're the 11. We will be wearing our white jerseys, but we're playing in their gym. I mean, it's weird how that works, but we're excited for the opportunity to play a team that we haven't played this year. A lot of APS schools, you know, they're playing the team for the 2nd time, and we've played. This will be our 13th game, and we haven't seen them yet. So they pose a lot of problems for us. Their size, number one. I know they had some injuries of late, but Coach Broussard does a great job, you know, with his team. You know, their record isn't very good right now, but they have the pieces to, you know, to be a very good basketball team. What I tell our guys, it's not so much what the opponent's doing, it's what we have to do going forward. We have to continue to get better at our style of play. Rebounding is something that we don't do a very good job because we're not very tall. But we try to use our quickness and our speed to make up for rebounding.
It's a doubleheader tonight, excuse me, Charles. So tonight, at Sandia High School, El Dorado is going to take on Hope Christian. You're going to take on Sandia. Hope Christian is the overall 3 seed on that side, as they'll take on the 14 seed. Weird to say, the El Dorado Eagles, 14 seed, and Sandia 11 seed. It just hasn't worked that way in a while. I'm sure you don't mind that though, Coach. But winners will play each other, and that would be tomorrow night. So that's that portion of the bracket.
It could be a possible matchup of us playing Hope again, which, you know, in years past we've done that a couple times, and you know, we haven't been very successful when we've had to play Hope twice. I mean, last year we lost to them in our tournament by 14, and then we play them in the APS tournament and they beat us by 30. But it's a different feel this year.
It's got to be tough to beat Coach Murphy twice, too.
It is, but the thing is now our kids know we can beat them. And when you can beat a team, you know, it does a lot of good things, you know, to your psyche. But again, I can't look at Hope yet, because if we're not ready to play Sandia, then we'll be playing on the loser side. And our goal going in is to win this tournament, and you can't get to the championship game if you don't win the quarterfinal game.
I think by far you guys are in the toughest portion of the tournament, because you could possibly face a Hope. You're playing a Sandia team. Yeah, they're 2-7, but this is a team that was favored to be one of the front runners, so they're going to be dangerous. Then if you continue to advance, whoever comes out of that bottom side to me,
oh, you know what you want to say in that bottom side.
I don't know who's going to come out.
You want to say it's the Bulldogs.
It could be the Rio Grande Ravens. Cibola, who's struggling right now, but you know Coach Rob, he's going to coach them up, and they'll be just fine come tournament. I mean, come district time. So you guys are on a tough side. What do you think your team's chances are at really getting through this and playing in the pit for that championship? I know you're going to give me some coach.
Don't give us a coach answer.
What are your chances? Because your team has to be riding a huge confidence wave.
Well, I mean, you know, we set goals at the beginning of the year, and one of the long-term goals that, you know, that we put in there was to win multiple tournaments. Prior to this year, we only won 1. That was 2 years ago at Academy. So we've already won 2, so we've already exceeded what we've done in 5 years. You know, we're going to ride the roller coaster, and, you know, our goal is to get to the championship game. I mean, every coach will tell you, you know, last year we were the low seed. We beat Highland, and then we lose 3 straight. You know, we get blasted 3 straight. Well, a year later, I feel very confident what our team is doing. But again, the cliche is, you know, you take it one game at a time. And again, you know, I tell our kids, you know, you got to worry about the first team. You can't get to the quarters unless you take care of the first round.
Sure.
You can't get to the semis. You know, you have to take it one at a time. So our focus is mainly on Sandia, and if it happens to be Hope or El Dorado, we'll take care of that tomorrow.
This tournament has always been a glimpse into state. I was talking with a couple of people last night. Usually the Final Four of this tournament, 2 or 3 of those teams end up in a Final Four for state, because it pretty much gets you battle tested for the district. You're ready. If you make that run through this tournament, you're ready for district. You're a little tougher because you've played some of the top-notch teams. Is that what you tell your kids? Like, this is a good measuring stick from where we're at.
It is, because you have number 1 Albuquerque High, 8-0. You got West Mesa 7-1. Hope is 7-2, Volcano 7-2. I mean, you have a lot of good teams in this tournament. Coach Neal, and I'll go back to summer. Coach Neal told me that teams that win Lobo Camp have a very good chance of getting to the pit, you know, playing the semifinals. We won Lobo Camp this year for the first time, and so I'm kind of taking that. And then also the motivation this year is if you win your first 2 games, you're guaranteed 1 game in the pit, either the 3rd place or the final. So that's an opportunity for the kids to have to play in the pit, you know, before
Get used
state
to
tournament,
that
get used to the surrounding.
if you go to the quarters,
that'd be
right.
a great opportunity for teams.
We're talking 3 and out here with head coach Wally Salata, and it is still the APS Metro tournament that we're discussing. Listen, let's go over the rest of the bracket, if we will. You look at the top of it, the Cleveland Storm, they're the 1 seed. This is going to be at Valley High School, though, as they'll take on the 16 seed, as you can vaguely see up there, but they'll take on the 16 seed Highland.
Good
and
thing
right
we know
below
the
that
numbers.
is Valley, as Valley is the 8 seed, and they're going to take on the 9 seed Volcano. That one going to be all at Valley. That's tonight. The winners will play the winners in the next round. If you look just below that, Atrisco Heritage is going to take on La Cueva, and that's in that 5-12 matchup. And then in the 4-13 matchup, it's the 4 seed. You talked about him, Coach. West Mesa having a really good season so far, going to take on Manzano. So the winners of that, already a district battle, could play in that top region portion of this bracket.
And you've played Manzano. Can you tell us, because I can't get a read on them yet. I don't think Adam can yet. But
It is a strange team because I saw them play. West Mesa played them December 19th. We played them on December 20th. Manzano was in that game. West Mesa couldn't hit buckets, and West Mesa pulled away in the 4th quarter, and then we blew them out the next night. Then they go down to the Alamogordo tournament, and I think they did pretty well down there. So it's like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. I think what you kind of talked a little bit, but there was a lot of district matchups the 2nd round.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have Cleveland Volcano, you could have Albuquerque High Rio Grande. I mean, you go down the list, and coaches really don't like that early in the season because you know those games don't mean anything. Yeah, you advance in the tournament, but for me, you know, we're going to watch a lot of games, and it gives me an opportunity to see some of these teams that we haven't seen yet. Because as a coach, I like to do a lot of scouting, and this APS gives me a chance to see some teams.
Real quick, we haven't released that bottom portion. Is the seeds you mentioned? Albuquerque is going to take on Del Norte, the 2-15, and then the winner is going to play the winner of Cibola and Rio Grande, the 7-10 matchup. We really appreciate you coming on. And as you continue winning, you're going to come back on so you can talk to this guy. Best of luck to you tonight in the Metro tournament.
this is family. He always going to talk to me.
And I appreciate you guys having me. You know, like I said, this is kind of like, I've never been on a set like Johnny Carson or David Letterman. This was kind of great.
Head coach Wally Salata, come on back, uSports Central.